Nothing like a good old speeding up gianty. I don't know. So, there's a battle ahead of us. I'm going to gel up. That's a good amount of gel. And gear up as many stuffs as I can. As many bolts as I can. As many bolts I can shove up my butt. As many bolts as I can put in my pockets. Switching to fire because... Okay, so... I'm not sure if shock works. I mean, it might. But, I got through this with fire bolts. Because when Laura, which is who we're going to face in a minute, gets hit with fire, she freaks out. And, yeah, I'll upgrade that a little. That's good. When the spider lady gets hit with fire, she freaks out. But the thing is, the fire bolts were an exclusive to the Fighting Chance DLC pack. Which I guess... I didn't notice that one day before. Never noticed that until recording this. Yeah, the Fighting Chance pack, which gives you, I guess, a fighting chance in this chapter. Which is BS because fire is a pretty pivotal point of defeating guys in this game. So a firebolt should have been in the game, not a DLC. I'm not saying I paid to win. I paid to have a chance. You'll see. No dialogue. I thought there was going to be dialogue. So, I cut out a little bit of stuff there in between parts. Saved, primarily. I left in all the other stuff because, you know, I like for you guys to see that, but I'm going to speed it up because it's boring. This chapter is the last time we'll see her. And I kind of think they should have cut off the last 5 chapters of the game and took all that focus, because those chapters, let's be honest, are kind of half-assed. And then just focus on like the first 10 chapters of the game. Make them even better. Make them scarier, make them stealthier, make them fairer. So you want to activate that as soon as you can, because she breaks free, and I believe she has an insta-kill already, still. This whole segment kind of is creepy, but freaks me out. You want to run. You want to make sure you have at least level 4 run energy at this point. This part, I think this is... I know there was a part before where you ran from her for the elevator. I'm not sure which part this was, but I remember people where don't even bother with gel. It's not worth it, man. And there's nothing in those doors. Nothing in those rooms. Don't worry about that. Just run. It's 1,000 gel. It's not worth it. It's not worth having to restart and try to dodge it. Gosh darn it. Gel, I've had a thought and I lost it. Damn. Oh, hi there. Don't mind that. Nice little typewriter there. Resident Evil homage, I guess, maybe. So, we got a small break before the end. Yes, they should have took the last 5 chapters, which are pretty shite. Smush all that effort into the first 10 chapters of the game. Make it a beautiful game. It's still pretty long. It was like 15 hours my first playthrough without like using anything. By the way, this key I'm not going to be able to get. In this key, you need to get this. In order to get this key, you need to kill Laura. Not like burn her enough so where she doesn't appear. Kill her. They just get rid of her. Burn her enough to where she does not appear anymore, and everything's fine. Because on my replay through of this, I kind of messed up. I burned her enough to where she stopped appearing, and I thought, oh, I got her, I guess. But you need to do that because, also, alright, first of all, that switch up there, you need to shoot. There's switches in here you need to shoot, which is why there's bullets there in case. Noises. But Laurel in here, you need to take her out. And if you do that, if you don't do that, that little segment there is the end of the chapter. She will chase you and you'll get away. Like, the thing will activate right as soon as you get to the elevator to that point, so you can't get past it and like scoot around to the side and get the key. No. If you take her out, that cutscene doesn't activate, and you could freely walk into the elevator and continue the mission, or walk to the side and get the key and gel and ammo. It will not. If she's technically still alive in the game, the cutscene will activate of her running towards you and getting you in her claws. You'll see that because I'm not killing her. I don't have enough firepower. I don't have enough spare. Because this is all Chapter 10. You need to activate the switch, and you have to wait for these things to go away, by the way. This is all Chapter 10. I use plenty of fire bolts on her just to keep her at bay. There's some things you can use, obviously, to burn her, to deal more damage. Like this, I'm going to use perfect timing. Fire is the only way I see this happening. This is the exact moment I had trouble with. I froze her, I stunned her, nothing I did would stop her. Fire, I learned, is the only thing that will actually stop her long enough for me to activate the switch. I messed up there, and because of it, this is an instant kill. There's no 2 hits, 3 to side, heal and run away. She gets you, you're dead. And it's annoying. And it's bad design. Because I died probably like 6 times at this part. Not even kidding. I didn't think to use all that stuff because I was freaking out. Music, the atmosphere, the everything, the insta-killing, dying a couple times to her instant kill. I was so upset, so angry. I couldn't even think that straight. And this part, I think, may be the part that made me just step away from the game. Like, at least put it down, pause it, and stop. See what I mean? You don't get the firebolts in the main game, I think. I'm pretty sure. I got this from DLC. And this is the only thing that I use that is actually keeping her at bay. Once you got that part down, you're pretty much golden. Like, I would suggest getting the Fighting Pack DLC if you can. I don't know, I didn't check the store before this, personally, because I don't care. I already have it. But it really does help. Like, the auto shotty helps with early game bosses and whatnot, with the damage boost to start with. It saves on gel, sorta. It allows you to focus more on other guns at first. Obviously, you're going to eventually spend the gel on your shotgun, but you could probably beat the whole game without upgrading your shotgun just because of its damage boost is so handy at first. She comes out this one, and she comes out of corpses, and usually you can light them on fire to give the extra burn on here, but I decided to explode that because why not? I wouldn't be able to really... oh, damn fire. Messes me up. I do like that little action roll he does. See, there's another moment I would have liked to use a med kit, but I couldn't. Freaking reloading, worst timing. But I couldn't because obviously I wouldn't be able to do anything at this point, and that would cause me to inevitably die once again from her instant kill. I probably didn't need to do the incendiary, but she was close enough to the point where it might be safest to need to deactivate those fires by doing this. Whoosh. Before I'm even going to go for the switch, I'm going to burn her. We're almost done with this, though. I'm not going to... Oh, that's gross. This... Like, I only died once in this segment, thankfully. First time playing through it, I died, like, literally a few times because of this. Mainly that switch back there. It's a lot easier when you realize she really doesn't like fire. Firebolts unfortunately take a lot of parts to do. Like, I burned through half my parts just for this alone. I think, yeah, that's it. Probably didn't even need that one. See what I mean? Right here, you could run to the right to get it. No, because cutscene.
do you think you are? I know who you are. Seb. I know what you crave, what you fear. Will you be able to live with yourself knowing what I'm gonna make you do? Poor little Joseph couldn't. Too bad they dragged you into this. But either way, you're mine. To do with as I please.
That cutscene with Laurel wouldn't have happened if you beat her. Because, like you see, it activated way before I even got to the key area. So you need to defeat her to get to the key. That's why there's there's 2 extra keys in this game, in case you miss them from that one earlier I got in the catacomb, and that one, which is cool. It's good thinking on their part on that at least, but that one's, you save that for New Game Plus because you get weapons and you get new stuff in New Game Plus that really helps. This, after that scene, would have been a fantastic spot to end the chapter. I would have forgave it for not ending it earlier if it ended there, because that felt like a good spot.
Shit, back here again.
Or like right here, as soon as you walk out here, Sebastian just automatically slow walks. Boom, end the chapter. Great. Now you can't go in any doors. You can't go in here, which was the save door. Get a map fragment. It's locked. That was weird. And there is no blood on the door, so you can't do that. But oddly enough, there's these areas. It's a weird thing to lay out for this place. Hey, is that a poster from Attack on Titan on the wall there? You can't see because, yeah, whatever. Like going through this door, alright, fine. Everything's forgiven if like going through this door ends the chapter.
Doc, what the hell do you think you're doing?
Trying to save us.
Really? Because it looks like you're making another monster to me.
I don't have time for this, Detective.
Neither do I.
Leslie has been here before, and made it back. He survived being linked to Ruvik. The only patient ever, as far as I know.
Wonderful. What does that have to do with any of this?
He's our way out, Detective. Our only way back.
That sound!
No, it's working. Oh, thank God it's working.
Leslie, are you all right?
It should have. Why didn't it? That's it. That's why.
Doctor, run!
He wants the same thing as us. He wants out!
I'll give the game props for that. That little thing is cool where I flew through the wall. That would have been a good spot to end the chapter. But no, it's not. Because unlike all the other times we encounter that thing, now we have to fight it. Sorry about that popping in. I don't know what's going on with that. But also, how cliche movie. I moved my mouse at that point, sorry. How cliche movie do you have to get? It's like, I don't have time for this, detective. Neither do I. Just say...
I know you're out there. Listen to me, goddammit.
Just say, like, hey, make time. Stuff's serious. Or just make the time. It's not that hard. He explained it. We'll have to go through all the theatrics. I don't have any keys or anything, so I'm just gonna skip to the story stuff and then skedaddle out of there.
Ruvik must be really pissed now. Breaking a STEM terminal? Never thought he'd go that far.
Wait, STEM?
Oh, he must be close if he's severing ties with the past. All he has left is his connection to the present. The full STEM in the hospital.
Hospital? Beacon Mental Hospital?
That's where he'll be. Waiting for him. If somebody doesn't get there first, there'll be no way out for anyone!
You have an odor of blood about you.
Not sure what that's supposed to mean. So I guess the missing posters mean that whoever you find is dead. They mysteriously went missing when they died in the stem and couldn't make it back. Couldn't make it back from the stem, so they died. I'm popping a save because this boss fight got me a couple times, because it's nasty. I mean, even still got me a couple times here. Well, once. So that line is somebody doesn't get there first. That line felt really weird. I guess maybe because it was good. Like the way the guy delivered it, the way the line is, and the way it mixes with everything else. It almost feels like it should have been in a better game. Which is so jarring when I heard that. Like every time I hear that, I just get so jarred. Like, that line doesn't feel right in this game. This game's not that good to have that line in it. This beast is called the... I'm gonna butcher this. Amalgam Alpha. Super lame name. Oh, and a little bit of a boss fountain, sort of, with some... I don't know why those are there. Probably to refill from earlier. Because you probably used some. The Alpha is a physical manifestation. Now, by the way, all the monsters in this... Did it get you? All the monsters and creatures in the game are manifestations of souls. Well, it's not Dark Souls. Minds, I guess. It'd be cool if there's a sequel, but it dealt with the souls of people. Manifestations of the minds of people who got lost in the STEM terminals. This thing is physical manifestation of the final consciousness of test subjects who died while connected to the STEM, combined in one single horrific shape. It attacks anything that moves or attempts to flee from its certain death. So they're like, well, we don't know what to do with all these guys, so let's just make them all into one so we can get new enemies out there. That's kind of what this chapter feels like. Let's pump the stuff out so we can make new.
God damn it.
Kudos on the game for not actually taking damage off me for that little part there. I'm kind of surprised it didn't. Knowing this game's got to pull punches somewhere. So yeah, this is a boss fight. This is legit a boss fight. So since these things are both big, massive, and made of multiple different kind of creatures, doesn't it kind of feel inspired by the U3 creature in Resident Evil, I don't know, 4? Like the other creature from this chapter alone? Yeah. A lot of inspirations from Resident Evil 4 because it is a good game. So, let's just get inspired by some stuff. Thankfully, the first phase, yes, there's 2 phases, doesn't have an insta-kill. Those tanks, you can shoot them to hurt it, but that guy was close enough to be able to hurt by that. For some reason decided, nah, I don't want to get hurt by it. There's 2 rooms on the side here, by the way, that you can go into, and they have a little bit of stuff in them. And you have a little bit of time in them, because after a little bit of time, he will just reach in, like here. I'm trying to avoid it, even though he stomped on me and got me anyways. He'll reach in and throw you out like that, and you can't go in the room anymore. So if you didn't get something, too bad. Oh, sorry, I just choked back off there. He, what am I saying? There's a thing about the room. Yeah, the room, when he backs out like that, you can run out of it to avoid him slamming into it. See, this is the shock things. They're really good. Now, I accidentally used a health kit here instead of shooting, which still caused me damage and cost me precious bullet time. Not like, whoa, I can dodge bullets, but like time to shoot my bullets. Now, the reason I use my handgun here is partially to save on the bigger, badder ammo for later areas, but also because I don't want to get close to him. If you were to get close with him with a shotgun, I guess phase 1 would be a good phase to do it. Because phase 2 is the phase with the insta-kill. Here, they kind of learn like, oh yeah, alright. He will take damage and do whatnot. There, right there. He just transformed into phase 2. This is the phase you don't want to get near him. Because earlier, you're like, alright, I can get hurt by him or whatnot, it's fine. Here, no. See, that time it damaged him. But also, bullshit caused me to die. You see that? It's an insta-kill. That barrel ran right in the right direction to get me. It's really bad. So I'm just going to cut back, and after he gets out here, boom, phase 2. The sniper rifle is a good gun to use on the guy, on pretty much boss fights in general. It does a massive amount of damage. I don't even think it's that upgraded. Like, it may have a couple, but not much. The strategy for this guy is to just pump those shock in them, and then grenade him, and then bullet him until he dies. Riveting, interesting, but you know how in U3 you had to, just like in the segment right before this, you had to run away from the guy and avoid him to activate switches and whatnot. Oh wait, no, you didn't do it in this game. You just walk through a little air duct. Well, in U3, the inspired sort of boss, and the boss fight's over. You have to go through containers, activating little switches, and he pops up from time to time. You do enough damage to him, and he skedaddles away, but you can't kill him. And then after that segment, then's the boss fight, which you can. Here, this is a U-shaped area, so if you want to get past him, you have to like run right past him, which is pretty annoying since he has an insta-kill phase. In U3, you could just run around a rock or run down a corridor which loops around, and it is useful for blocking him to get some extra hits on him. Here, it kind of has something like that here. Like when you're in here and you collect everything and you still have time, you could pump some bullets in him and then back out, run out before he grabs in, or just take the hits because it's not much. So this game doesn't really do boss fountains that much. Oh, you can recollect your bolts that you dropped, by the way. It doesn't necessarily have boss fountains, but it has a boss fight with the fountain in the fight. You know, all this special ammo and whatnot, and health items and whatnot are scattered around the fight, because it's super easy to look around. Oh, there's a syringe, or there's some bullets, and then just juice up and then reload in the middle of a big fight, especially when he can run at you in both phases, and one of the phases has an insta-kill. It's bad design. I could design better, and I don't design games. Also, the physics on the water, it's water apparently. I mean, I suppose I think it's supposed to be water, but it's some kind of sewage goo, apparently, with how thick it is. Ugh. Now, yes, this is the end of the chapter, thankfully. This chapter, I took it like a champ. I died 5 times. 3 to the saw, 1 to the lady, 1 to the boss. I don't remember dying much at all throughout the entire... I died less than 5 times through the first 9 chapters of this LP. I died more times in this chapter than I did in the rest of the LP alone so far. This is not a good chapter. And now it ends. This is not a good chapter. There's too many sponges you have to fight. A mini boss, too many bosses, and then a lady you have to run away. And the best strategy is to use a... She can teleport too, so the best strategy is to use a DLC weapon on her to stun her long enough to run away, using up all the stuff you hoarded, and then right after you have an actual boss fight. Which isn't too difficult, as long as you have a nice pocket full of bullets and some stun. So from here on out, the game gets kind of meh, very not interesting and kind of boring, and like, they didn't put enough thought into the rest of the game. Like, there's guys that just have guns. You just have to fight guys at certain points in the next chapters. It gets lazy. Like, I love the first, like, third of the game. It was pretty cool, but after that, my opinions on this game are not great. But I hope you enjoyed, and join me for chapter 11 and through 15. It's only 15 chapters. Thankfully, 2 of them are kind of short, actually, so